certainly one of Blake's most powerful and famous poems. The Garden of Love seems to combine a very real, a sense of reality, a sense of concrete precision in the speaker's experience, and laid on top of it a kind of mysterious, mystical, spiritual, symbolic experience as well. And the melding of that leaves us with a very haunting ending that is frightful and fearful towards religion, towards control, and makes us question really what is the church's relationship with love. I went to the Garden of Love and saw what I had never seen. This line is crucial to the poem. Has the speaker never noticed what is in this poem, or has something changed? And I think that Blake has made the language abstract or ambiguous for a reason, because this Garden of Love, this place, it could be, a physical garden, as I said, and it's a symbolic place for what love is, the garden wherein love occurs. Love not being a physical place in our lives, but for Blake in this poem it is. A chapel was built in the midst where I used to play on the green. So it looks like something's changed. A chapel has been built amidst this pastoral setting. The church has interfered. And not only that, the gates of this chapel were shut. And thou shalt not writ over the door. We have closed off. We have forbidden rules. It's the Old Testament, thou shalt not writ over the door, but not, thou shalt not what? It's just a forbidden of everything. You won't love, you won't be. It's not simply the Ten Commandments forbidding and ordering. It's just the crossing out, the forbidden nature of things, the denial. So, in response to this being shut and closed and the rules, I turned to the Garden of Love that so many sweet flowers bore. So I turn away from church, back to the pastoral, back to the garden, back to the green, back to the flowers, the sweetness. But actually now, in nature, there aren't flowers, but it's graves. And I saw it was filled with graves and tombstones for flowers. That is a particularly ominous image of tombstones replacing the flowers. My little drawing here, but just to give you a sense of really what we're talking about is almost these man-made celebrations, you might even say, of death taking over the joy of life. And priests in their black gowns, the dark, this makes me think in Webster, Monticello, but the black gowns suggesting death along with the tombstones, and they're walking their rounds, they're patrolling. And then this miraculous line, and can I just also say that the accumulation of and this kind of weight that's being added onto the speaker that's breaking them. And in this last line, and binding with briars my joys and desires. That internal rhyme really helps emphasize the controlling nature, the way these briars, which suggest also the crown of thorns of Jesus. For me, it always has. I can't quite dislodge that idea. And it is one wherein the priests themselves, in patrolling, in looking, they get to constrain, press in, and bind the speaker. And their joy, not only their joy, their happiness, but also their wanting itself is seen as negative. And I think definitively the love here, when we talk about the love being linked to desire, this is a poem of, could be argued about sexuality, about the rejection of controls and morality that's brought in by the church, and Blake's celebration of the body, of freedom, of nature, of sex itself as a natural expression of love. In this very compact poem, we see his anger and hatred of the way the church forbids, has rules, is controlling, and with their man-made blackness and celebration of death, eclipse the life of flowers, of the garden, and of desire itself.